coming with huge plastic bags because a call had gone out over the radio, over Kol Israel, that clothing and children's toys were needed.
Yesterday we saw people on the street in Jerusalem and we told them we were here to see the Ethiopian Aliyah, and they said, "How did you know?" And we got here and they were so excited. We told them that all 14,500 were rescued and it was completed, and the joy of the people in Israel was immense, and they said, when we do something right, we really do it right.
Now the process continues. The new Olim will require Hebrew language classes, job training, housing, food, and education for their children. Special needs must also be answered for troubled children, the ill, and the elderly.
Saving of lives, literally, from people who come from starvation and deprivation to freedom and opportunity and to a new way of life in a new country where they're welcome and where they're citizens immediately, is to me a miracle of our times.
On a very fundamental level, obviously there's going to be a tremendous cost. The absorption of this large community all at once will be difficult. I think perhaps, though, on a more philosophical basis, I would hope that everyone, every American Jew, would be able to feel the emotion that is running through this country right now, could make the spiritual connection of what it means to be a Jew, to be able to witness this and be able to participate in such an effort where one Jew takes care of a fellow Jew. I think that if anyone could be here to witness this, could feel the excitement and the enthusiasm that's involved, their commitment to their faith, their commitment to their community would be cemented forever.
It is clear that to mobilize the economic and human resources needed for the absorption of Ethiopian Jews will require an extraordinary response from the American Jewish community. That response is already being heard through a UJA Federation emergency drive to collect at least $130 million. This drive is being undertaken even as we continue toward our Operation Exodus goal for Soviet Jews of $450 million, as well as the regular campaign, which must exceed last year's $765 million total.
There is a sense of euphoria in Israel that this is the only country in the world that would launch such an effort, that this is the only country that could pull it off.
Let no one doubt the resolve of American Jewry to assure that now saved, these lives are nurtured and productive. With your help, we can, we will, we must succeed. Join us for the UJA Prime Minister's Mission, August 17th to the 23rd.
Twenty-fifth, 1991. Saturday, 12 midnight. 36 hours earlier, it all began. Planning that started months ago is now stepped up as the situation in Ethiopia deteriorates. The rebels are about to attack Addis Ababa. The Jewish Agency, the Israeli army, and representatives of Israel's government decide to act. Operation Shlomo is launched. In the morning, local Ethiopian Jewish messengers quietly tell 30 families to spread the word. All Jews should gather at the Israeli embassy as soon as possible. Young Israeli soldiers in civilian dress keep everything under control. ID cards are checked and double-checked to make sure no one is left behind. Everyone is assigned numbers to ensure that families stay together and get on the right bus. They wave goodbye to neighbors who await their turn to leave. As fast as they can be loaded, the convoys head for the airport. In Operation Moses, we had to bring 7,000 Jews in 6 weeks. Now we have to bring 15,000 in 2 days. Are you going to make it? With God's help. The race against time continues. A race in which even the slightest technical mishap can spell disaster. The young men in the blue shirts are veteran Ethiopian immigrants, now Israeli soldiers. As thousands of Ethiopian Jews fill the airport, Ethiopian military stand idly by. There is an agreement, both with the Ethiopian authorities and the rebel headquarters, that they will not intervene. As planes take off, others are loading. Every aircraft possible, cargo jumbos, military transports, El Al 747s. These soon-to-be Israelis must leave behind everything they own. As a result, the airplanes will carry twice their normal load. More than 1,000 Ethiopian Jews fill this jumbo, a world record. At exactly 4:40 p.m., a little boy steps out of an Israeli Air Force plane and into the sunshine of his promised land. By the time it ends about a day later, more than 14,000 Ethiopian Jews will have landed on Israeli soil. The very old, the very young, the healthy, and the infirm. Men, women, children, and religious leaders carrying the sacred writings that are their most prized possessions. An entire Jewish community flown to freedom. The numbers are impressive. So are the hopes Operation Shlomo raises among the newcomers. I'm waiting to see my grandmother and grandfather who are here in Israel. Ethiopian Jewish Agency workers are here to help. And also, I'm waiting for my parents. I haven't seen them for 3 years. And so, as the airplanes unload their precious cargo, they look for familiar faces. The faces of relatives they haven't seen in as long as 6 years, when Operation Moses, an earlier airlift of Ethiopian Jews, came to an abrupt, premature halt in 1985. As the hours pass, it becomes clear that Operation Shlomo is a success as a country embraces its newest citizens and Jews around the world join hands to make it all happen. Even veteran immigration officials are moved by what they've seen.
I saw soldiers crying from excitement. I saw pilots that's full of pockets of candies and share candies to the kids, to the Ethiopian kids. I saw people that embrace those Ethiopians.
Back in Addis Ababa, the operation continues. Planes go, planes return, and go again. These thousands of Ethiopian Jews are making history. The military planes are dramatically lit by the airport floodlights. Major General Amnon Shahak, the Deputy Chief of Staff in civilian clothes, is in command of the Israeli Army operations at the airport. It may be less comfortable to fly in an army plane, but these new Israelis will be home in 4 hours. At this hectic moment, most Israelis know nothing of the airlift, still under wraps. But those at the airport find it difficult to contain their emotions. An El Al captain.
Unbelievable. It's such an experience, you can never tell it. I have no words.
Israeli soldiers.
I won't forget it all my life.
I'm very excited. Yesterday and today, all the time I'm crying.
But aside from an occasional greeting in a language still foreign to them, the newcomers are remarkably subdued, almost silent, perhaps too tired or shocked or shy to let their emotions show. Yet, there is much to celebrate.
It's a girl.
Healthy?
Yeah.
When was it born?
An hour ago.
7 babies, the first Sabras, a set of twins among them, are born on the way to Israel. Jewish Agency Chairman Simcha Dinitz worked behind the scenes for months to realize this moment.
The moment that door opened and you walked up the stairs, but take me back there, how did you feel? How do you feel?
I cried. It's months of work and prayers and comes about. Very exciting.
This is the last plane to leave Ethiopia. The difficult, dangerous phase is over. It's now close to 30 hours since these people were woken in Addis Ababa with the news that very soon they'll be in Israel. The last plane is landing. Each bus has at least one veteran new immigrant Ethiopian on board. At a rest stop set up by the Israeli army, the numbered stickers are still there to make sure that no one goes astray, and the kids get their first taste of Israel. Here, too, soldiers who immigrated from Ethiopia 6 years ago are on hand to help out and answer questions in their native language. Now on their way to Jerusalem, the passengers get a first look at their new country. The long journey is over. Hotels like this one have become instant absorption centers where the immigrants will live and study Hebrew during their first year in Israel. Veteran Ethiopian immigrants serve a light meal. They are here to help and hope. Almost every Ethiopian already in Israel has family arriving in Operation Shlomo.
I want to meet my family because my family is in Ethiopia. And secondly, I want to help my community.
36 hours have passed. It's time to rest. The next morning, Israelis, moved by what they've seen on TV, will show up with just about everything a new immigrant might need. And families will begin to reunite. The last passenger off the last plane was Micha Feldman, who's been involved in Ethiopian Aliyah for almost a decade.
I thought that we will feel like heroes, but we just feel tired.